Just give it like 5 seconds, and you are going to see saying going live, and in 2 seconds you will see you are live. So all you need to do is to share this link with as many as possible, using your social media handles, email, anywhere you want to share it with, and they'll be live with you. So these are just a simple workflow to go live when you are taking care of your media, whether for church or for your business or for your office. All right.
Okay, well, then there we have it. Because of our time, we're really behind schedule in this conference. So we have another speaker who is meant to just share with us in brief the production phase. So after this 1 minute break, we have our next speaker up. So please stay with us. We are almost there. In the next 20 minutes, we'll be running on this conference. Thank you very much, Mr. Raphael.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's good to have you here.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't forget to go to off your sound. Don't forget to go offline. End your live streaming. If not, you end up streaming continuously. And currently now, I need my flight to come out.
How you say you should come anyway? You're not coming anyway.
I don't say that there now. I did. I just stop. I used to come.
Huh? Today is 19. Where's Wale? Wale? Let's go like this.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much. Hello. 2. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for waiting again. And thank you for joining us once again. So I have with me here Mr. Chukwu Emeka. We call him JC. Okay, Chukwuka. Thank you for the correction. Chukwuka. But I prefer to call him KC. I mean, I have a personal relationship with him. He's a professional in his own field. I mean, you hear from him very soon. He's going to be making a presentation on media production. I spoke earlier on media production, right? But he's going to give us a visual, a graphical representation of it, so it can be in our mind. We can understand in details what it takes to have a media production in church setting for an event. So over to you, Mr. Casey. I know the time is very limited, but just bless us, please. Hallelujah. You can remove it, please.
Alright. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a privilege to be here with us, just to share a little bit of knowledge I have. And I want to be quick about it. I have 10 slides here. And first of all, media production is wild. It's very large. And it's very important that we understand that you cannot just know everything by just saying you just know this part. You keep going by it by true, consistent working. Yeah, so what I have here is the second slide says
You've not projected it, doesn't it?
I don't know if it's being projected.
Okay, we have the slide now.
Okay. So what I have is whosoever controls media
Controls the mind. Wow.
controls mind. So
Okay. Let's see. Okay, yes, we have it now.
alright. So whosoever controls now controls the mind. So I quickly want to talk on 3 aspects of media production. And it's the spirit of the set man of the ministry, management in production, and production improvement.
Okay.
Yeah, so quickly, I will start with the spirit of the set man. One thing I know about production is that the fact we need to understand that systems and structures are made for us to abide with. it's not all about your ideas right now. You may be an expert, you may know better knowledge, but it is important that you flow with the spirit of the set man or the spirit of the ministry you're working with. If you go on social media and the likes, you will see different churches with their different brands and identity they want to project. It's because of what the set man has set and has seen. So even if you come to that ministry and you are seeing different from what you feel like, you have to abide under the authority of the set man. So it's not all about just doing it basically because I have the skills, I have the idea. If this thing is not in place, I bet you may just be doing so many things and the person is not happy about it. I think as a graphic designer, you can play me with there are so many graphics you've done, you feel this is the best, but your client says he prefers the one that you don't like. And you have to obey the client. So that's how it works in media production. And that is very, very important. So quickly, let's go to monument production. And there are three things I will highlight here. I tagged it, count your cost. Because in Luke chapter 14 verse 21 it says, for which of you intending to build a tower, seated not down to count the cost. So it is very important that in media production, in terms of equipment and standard, you are able to count your cost at what level you are. You don't just set about and say, oh, we need to be outside. Most of the failure in media production, I will count it as a loss of planning and lot of counting the cost. Because it is very important that you are able to count your cost according to how you want to build. Don't rush. Some people are always eager. It's what I call adrenaline. They see somebody doing something and they just pick it up.
And they do not know the
cost of doing that thing. So it's very important as a media manager, because I'll call it as a media manager, to always count your cost before you approach any situation. What's the short term goal, what's the long term goal? Very important. We hear these things. One thing about what I'm speaking about right now is that I bet you 99% of people know this, but only 1% applies it. I'm telling you. If you go to this, they'll speak too much English, but they are not able to apply such particular theory to it. So the other one I talk about is human resource management. In media production, your greatest assets are the human beings you have, not the gadgets. Though in the next slide, I will talk about it.
The greatest assets you have in media production are the human beings you have, not just the gadgets. As much as you're concerned about the gadget, the media persons doing the job are very important.
Very important, because we are dealing with trust systems, right? We are dealing with places whereby people come to serve and they understand the place of service. Professionally, people are bragging about, oh, if I go to this place, they'll pay me for so amount of money and I'll get the job done and stuff. Professionally, but this thing is we are burning it out of the spirit realm and we are serving for the glory of God. Understand? I always make this analogy most of the times when I go to crusade and I see crusades that spends money to build lights and stuff. I'm always happy because if you see the work system for shows, they do such a thing. And what they are doing is playing the music that is already in the so it's
corrupting the soul.
Yeah. So if people are actually investing in that, that's fine. So what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell is human resource management is very, very important. Why I say it's very important is this. Most of the time we forget to know that these people who are human beings, we see people who are really outdrawn from the system just because of not being taken care of. And I want to put a balance to that. Some people are rebellious, so don't because of you want to be sentiment. Some people don't want to grow. Some people want to be self-pitied. You understand? So you need to have the wisdom of God to be able to discern.
And some don't even understand service.
Some people don't understand service. And most of the time we always claim that we are sacrificing. And yeah, you understand that part. But what I'm just trying to say is that there's a balance to everything. And as a spiritual leader, why I call it spiritual leader, in media production, you have to be discerning with the people you are working with. Don't be over bossy because these people are stressed. Don't be over calm. You understand? There must be a balance. Where you need to strike the chord, and where you need to be
like you need to show the authority, you need to do that also.
So quickly, the third thing I listed here in management in production was barriers in production. That is what I call attention to details.
Okay.
If you come to a setup, I kid you not, just forgetting a power cord can disrupt the whole media production. So if a day before the service, you have not been able to list down what you need for the service, because I can tell you that I have been in situations whereby just forgetting one thing was able to disrupt a segment of the service. It is very important that before that, people always forget this, that it is very important that before you go to a service, before you start anything, you sit down, either with your team or your assistant. You don't need to be much. If you want to count out each category, the batteries, are they charged?
Okay.
These are they charged? The people that are mounting those petitions, are they accountable to those things? For me now, heading a media group in a church, right? There are some certain people I can lead to their position because I know they are thinking what I'm thinking because they are mounting that position. But there are some certain positions I know if I leave it, my brother,
you have to check.
you have to check that position. There are some positions I don't check anymore because
the person in charge already knows.
Because that's how it works. So as a production manager in a service or whatsoever, you need to understand what aspect of the service needs attention.
So you get that clearly now. As a manager, right? Pay attention to details. If you know the person in charge of sound is capable, leave him to this job. If not, if you need to call him and check on him, do that. It's important. If not, one call and mess up your service.
Because most of the time, the difference is, I give you know, most of the time within attention, the difference is what I call enlightenment. Like people are not enlightened to how important it is. They just feel too much church. They have that mindset. The way they will do in a secular business, they cannot do that in the church. Why can't you be knowing that, oh my, if I do this thing, God will slap me for that? Sorry for using PG. But I just want to understand the element of saying that I don't want this thing to spoil because it's my father's business. So you cannot just leave it. I've seen people that have left it, and I'm imagining that if you are in a secular world and you are working in a secular, you will be fined. You will lose. I've lost 2 weeks' salary because of it's not my fault. Just imagine that. Top model, they're working for the people. People are not going to understand it. Just know that fact. And even if I say it now with so much energy, it cannot sink into somebody until you get the personal revelation about it.
That person comes to the revelation of the fact that this thing I'm being unto God.
Yes, because I give you know they've heard this thing about it. So you need to go and sit down, pray to God, and let that revelation of kingdom
and this
mindset.
is also a balance, like you said earlier, while we have to take care of our media things, like even as a team members now, we need to understand that we are doing this unto God, ourselves unto God, right? So we have to be careful not to rebel when offering this service. Yeah, I like that balance.
So I talked about equipment. See, one thing I would say about this particular aspect is the equipment and standard. I kid you not, you can have the best gadget, but you are not excellent. So even if you go and buy a Blackmagic 8K, if you buy Blackmagic 8K, get all the best equipment, and you don't know how to use it, you are just. There are some people that are using Sonic. When you see their production is excellent. One thing I will repeat again: attention to details. They understand what each part of the segment applies to. There are some people, if you go to their, I know gadgets are important. I'm not doing that. But what I'm just trying to say is no. If you ask a photographer, they will tell you that the photography, the camera is not their strongest asset. It's what is in their mind. That's how it works.
The kind of shot you pick with a Mark D, a 5D Mark, it will be different from what you pick on the Sony A6 and but the person taking the shot now will give you different quality.
True. So that's very, very important. So you need to understand that everybody needs to get that they have the excellent spirit to understand that every part of the segment needs to be perfect. Yeah, very important. So I quickly want to rush. This is the 8th part. The next part I want to emphasize on is training. Most of people, because they are overwhelmed with activities, they forget to go back to what I call training and research. I kid you not. things are improving every day. And if you think what you have is the best knowledge, I kid you not, within these next few years, you'll be kicked out. You'll be outdated. You may not be outdated because some people will still need your services, but is that the level you want to be? Because people, nothing is, for me, I always say nothing is really outdated. Because it's the level of which you want to attain that you keep on progressing. If you want to be at the level of carrying camera, because, for example, now, I'm just coming from a wedding, and I saw some photographers that just came in. You know, random photographers, right? They are not the photographers of the event. They just came, snap, quick, wash. I've been seeing that since I was little, right? Every event, every weddings will happen, right? Of course. So those kind of people, if they want to be in that position, they'll be coming every Saturday. They are not out of business. But what I will say is that their income cannot increase. All they will say, no, 200 now, 500 now, just money for stomach. But if you need to upgrade your skills, you will have to invest in what I call training and research. Go online, free courses, YouTube is there. You have cameras with you, you don't even know what it is, the functionality of it, and you just keep on, I'm a media person, I carry camera up and down, and I'm seeing your search history YouTube is comedy every time. I'm seeing your search history is football every time. My brother, you're not ready to upgrade. Because one thing I'm telling you, if you're serving in the kingdom, I'm kidding you not, I will say this and I will say this too. You cannot lack in terms of when you go outside. I'm kidding you not, because I understand the place of service, I understand what God can do to you when you serve and serve wholeheartedly. When you go outside, you can get gifts. And don't do that because you're always busy. You need to be efficient and accountable. Most media guys are not really accountable. That's why people are always skeptical about hiring them, because there's so much stories in their mouths. They don't stop. One thing happened, one thing. Why can't you sleep and get it done and know that it's right? So that's what they pay for. People pay for results. They don't pay for excuses. So you can't keep giving excuses every time. So lastly, I'll talk about, I just highlighted it, so that's it. In a church settings, media people need to understand what we call appraisal meetings. Right? If you are having series of services back to back, you need to sit down and look at how the service went and know how to improve in the next service. You can't be telling me sound is always going off and you've not found the solution. Every time you just keep giving excuses. So what's the issue every Sunday that is making it not this thing? And there are so many barriers to this. It's not that people are not talking about it. They may ask for the funds or maybe the church doesn't have phone, but you need to find a solution to it to make it, because people are really stuck online and stuff. Yes. So as a manager, I want us to understand that managers need to understand that in a church setting, they need to understand that everything cannot fail. Everything cannot fail. You have to make sure your resources, you have to make sure give in your best. So each time you have meetings, you do what you need to do, you keep growing, pay attention. Projection, is the scripture ready? Is everything ready? Make sure that every part and part of the segment are being in alignment. If not, one aspect cannot say people did move the bad. So one fails, everybody fails. One fails, so you need to pass that message to your team members that if one fails, I can't. Because if you understand the body, if my toe decides to hurt, all my body is hurt. That's how church is. They are one in Christ. So I don't understand whereby your toe is fighting your teeth. It doesn't make any sense. So we need to understand that we are a team, and if one person is hurting, everybody is hurting. If one person is happy, everybody is happy. If you understand the aspect of team, your team production or your media production should be excellent. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Kisi. We are going to have this again. I assure you, and we'll have you back on board. This time around, you have much time. We want to feed from this bank of knowledge that we have. And we are very sure, in these few minutes, I will be blessed. And I'm sure our members online are blessed also. So we are rounding up the program now. It has been a very interesting program. It has been very engaging, insightful. You will be blessed. So we have our daddy here with us. He's the lead pastor of House of Prayer and Global Intercession Ministry. He's our chief host. By the grace of God, we will be able to enjoy this much blessing today. This venue that we're using to come up to give us the vote of thanks and also close this program with a prayer to bless us on site, online. Daddy, we are very honored, we are very blessed to have you, sir. Thank you very much, Daddy.
I give praise to God for the opportunity to learn at His feet again. There is a saying that when we stop learning, we start learning. When we continue to improve until we see Jesus. And I want to quickly say, I am proud of you guys, what you are doing.
Thank you, Daddy.
And we want to see more of it. You will not know who you have blessed today. You will not know from all over the world, the viewers, people inside and online, what they have benefited. I personally have been blessed. But the truth is that I want to quickly say, whatever we have learned is for service. If it is not for service, then we have wasted our time. That whatever we have learned today